Good morning, Elmira Baptist Church. I have one question for you today. Does this sweater make me look fat? Okay, seriously, it's December 16th, 2021, and I hope that you are enjoying this season of Advent as much as I am when we remember what it was like, recall what it was like for people centuries ago, millennia ago, to wait for God's promised one, for the Messiah. We wait also for God's promised one to come a second time, and I am eagerly awaiting that time. But remembering what it was like for them, we're going to look at one of those prophecies a little bit later on. Let me remind you that Christians ought to be the most joyful people in the world. And so I hope that this is a season of joy for you. We are going to do something a lot different this Sunday evening. I'm going to ask you to bring your cell phones. Yes, bring your device, iOS or Android, because what we're going to do is take an opportunity to show you the Church One app, talk about the church website, so you know the many ways that you can stay up to date, stay connected to Elmira Baptist Church. I know not all of you are able to come every Sunday like you'd like to, but that doesn't mean you don't have to know what's going on. And so you bring your cell phone on Sunday night, and we'll talk about that. Also, this coming Sunday, we want to talk about the gifts that God gives us at Christmas time. So that'll be Sunday morning's message. And then in the evening, don't swim in the kiddie pool, from 1 Timothy chapter 4, verses 12 through 16. And this message about don't swim in the kiddie pool is a timely one for all of us. So come on out and hear those messages. Don't forget, in the month of December, we're taking a special offering. We're calling it our Jehoiada offering, after the high priest Jehoiada in 2 Chronicles chapter 24. We have a small chest in the back of the church here where you can leave an offering, and all of that money that's collected in that chest, all of the money that's designated building, will be collected for the building fund here in the month of December. And our goal is to reach $21,000 in giving for this month, and then to use that money to get that final permit, the TI permit for our building, and keep that project moving forward. Would you pray with me that the Lord would bring that money in this coming year, 2022, to at least get that building in a point where we can get moved in? There may be a few finishing touches that we'll have to put on in 2023, but that's my goal for 2022. Here's some upcoming dates that you'll want to keep in mind. One is Saturday, 2 days from now, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to meet here at the church. From here, we're going to head out and make some stops for caroling. And then we'll be back here at the church, take some time to fellowship at the end. You bring a snack or small food item, and we'll have some hot chocolate and fellowship at the end of the caroling time on Saturday. Sunday morning is our children's presentation. That's why we have the manger here, the straw in it, because that's part of our children's Christmas presentation called The Christ Child. And there'll be some special music. You don't want to miss it this coming Sunday morning. Next Wednesday, we will not meet for prayer and Bible study, because we will meet on Friday, December 24th, for our candlelight service. Friday, December 24th, for our candlelight service. That one is at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock on December 24th. Then Sunday, December 26th, the day after Christmas, we're going to meet at 9:45 for Sunday school, meet at 11 o'clock for worship. And then I want you to spend time with your family, with your friends. So we'll not meet again on Sunday night. If you just don't have family or friends, family, here in Vacaville or Fairfield, let me encourage you to invite some friends over from Elmira Baptist Church and spend time together on that evening, the 26th. Then again, that following Wednesday, December 29th, we will not meet for Bible study and prayer, because we will meet on Friday, December 31st, New Year's Eve, that one at 8 o'clock. And the reason we're going to start at 8 o'clock is because we're going to go all the way until midnight. Many of us. Now, We'll have that first hour and 20 minutes for you. If you just want to come for that part, the singing, the preaching, and then head home, I understand. But if you'll bring some snacks after that first section, we'll have a time of fellowship and snacks. And then we'll end our evening by praying in the new year. Don't forget, on January 9th, we're going to celebrate Ruth's 100th birthday. Her birthday is actually in the month of December. We pushed that off for a few weeks so that we can get prepared for that, but that'll be on January 9th. Great. Take your Bibles. Micah chapter 5, verse 2. Micah chapter 5, verse 2 gives us another prophecy of the coming of Jesus Christ. Micah 5:2 says, "But thou, Bethlehem Ephratah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me that is to be ruler in Israel, whose goings forth have been from old, from everlasting." Let's go to the end of that verse and notice, first of all, that his goings forth have been from everlasting. This is an eternal one. Now we know that only one is eternal, that is God. So this is another pointer to the deity of the Messiah. But it predicts that Jesus will be born in Bethlehem. And you remember in Matthew 2, when the wise men show up in Herod's palace and they say, "Hey, we've come to worship him who is born King of the Jews." And Herod's scratching his head thinking, "I don't have any children being born. Who is this?" He calls the chief priests. He calls the scribes. They come in and he asks them, "Okay, where is this King of the Jews to be born?" And immediately they point to Micah chapter 5 and verse 2, in Bethlehem. Now the distance between Jerusalem and Bethlehem is only 7 or 8 miles. Now I say only because, of course, in Herod's day, that was quite a trek. That'd be most of a day trek, I get that. But 7 or 8 miles away. And yet not one of the chief priests, not one of the scribes, and no one in Herod's court went to see what was going on in Bethlehem. They knew where Jesus would be born. They had a good hint. I mean, here these wise men had traveled hundreds of miles to see whatever baby this was. But the chief priests, the scribes, Herod's people, none of them were interested. But Herod said, "Okay, you go, find this baby, you come back, report to me, and it's all good." Wise men go a few more miles, and there is Jesus. And they bow down and they worship him, and they offer him gifts. They offer him gifts. It's one of the reasons that I believe we have that tradition at Christmas of giving gifts to each other. They offer him gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And then the angel warns them, "Don't go back to Herod." So they go home another way. They don't report back to Herod. And Herod believes this prophecy so much now that he has all the babies in Bethlehem killed. Of course, God's protected his son. He's given Joseph a dream that he needs to get out of there, and so they leave. Here's the point of the story, though. They knew where Jesus would be born. But they didn't have faith to go look for themselves. Don't be like them. Knowing what God says, but not having faith to act on it. You join us Sunday morning when we will worship the King. We'll lift our voices in praise to him. You join us Sunday morning. The goal is to live stream all of these services that I mentioned. In fact, I'm hoping to even live stream about 20 or 30 minutes of caroling, about 2:10, 2:15 on Saturday. So you tune into these live streams. But if you can come and join us, that's even better. Sunday morning, 9:45 for Sunday school, 11 o'clock for the morning worship, including our children's presentation, and 5 o'clock, don't forget to bring your cell phone. See you there.